Hey guys, it's Miss Wolfson. I wanted to give you a little bit of support for your math independent practice activity today. So please make sure that you've watched the mini lesson that Miss Wade posted. She showed us how to organize our shapes into a hierarchy or kind of a ranking system like this chart based on their attributes. So after you watch that, you have 4 questions that you are going to answer about the lesson. And we're considering this kind of a formative assessment so we can kind of figure out what you guys are understanding and what we still need to work on. So I don't want to completely walk you through each question, but I want to just kind of give you some support and get you going in the right direction. So the first thing I did was I took a picture of the hierarchy or the chart of quadrilaterals that Miss Wade worked on today in the lesson. And then I posted our always arrow and our sometimes arrow from the chart that we used yesterday for that sometimes always never activity that we did. And so that's to remind you that if you are starting at a shape and moving up to another shape, then that shape is always considered the subcategories above it. If you're starting at a shape and moving down, then sometimes your shape can fall in that same category if it has all the attributes. So let's look at our questions. The first one says, do all quadrilaterals have right angles? If your answer is no, name a quadrilateral without right angles. So this chart that I posted has all of the quadrilaterals that we've talked about on it. So what you need to do to answer this question is look through the attributes for each and see if they have right angles. If you find one or more that doesn't have right angles, then your answer is going to be no, and you're going to name those examples that you found. So I'm going to get you started. You're going to say something like all quadrilaterals, and you're going to choose do or do not have right angles. Okay, so you're going to choose one of these, and then if your answer is do not, you're going to say for example, and you're going to list the quadrilaterals that do not have right angles. Okay, so you're just going to use your chart above and look at the attributes. Okay, so for question 2, it says, are all squares rectangles? Justify your answer using what you know about the attributes of squares and rectangles. So you're going to start here with squares, and you're going to think about the attributes of a square, and then you're going to move up to rectangles, and you're going to decide if a square is also a rectangle. If the square has the attributes of a rectangle, then it is always considered a rectangle. So that's how you're going to answer that question. I'm going to give you a starter. It says all squares are, or remember you have to choose, are not rectangles. I know this because. Okay, and then you're going to give your reason. So remember you're considering the attributes of a square and making sure that it has the attributes of a rectangle. If it does, then it can be considered a rectangle as well. Okay? So sentence sorry, that was extra. So sentence 3 says, for two-dimensional shape to be classified in a category, that means like as a parallelogram or a kite, how many attributes of the category does it need to have? So you're going to need to choose some, answer D, or all. I'm sorry, some is answer C, all is answer D. So you're going to choose some or all. If a shape is going to be classified in that category, what attributes does it have to have? Some of those that are listed or all of those that are listed? Okay? And then sentence 4, Danielle drew quadrilaterals. Which of the quadrilaterals has exactly one pair of parallel sides and two pair of congruent angles? So you're going to look for this attribute. Exactly means, it's kind of like saying only, okay? So you're going to look for the type of quadrilateral that has one pair of parallel sides, okay? And then your answer is going to say, Danielle drew a, I know this because, and then you're going to talk about the attribute that it had, okay? So I hope that helps you be able to answer these questions. Do your best, and I will talk to you again later. Bye.